Senate Republicans are now, at this hour, meeting behind closed doors. Come on in, former Capitol Hill staffer David Smick. David was in the room in the 1980s when tax reform was being hammered out in the Reagan administration. So my question, David, what's going on in that room right now where they're trying to hammer out health care reform?
Well, I think the best way to look at it, what's in Mitch McConnell's brain right now? First of all, he's probably 3 votes short. That's where they were thinking, last night. That doesn't count the 2 moderate senators from Maine and Alaska who aren't going to vote for this. So, but there's a lot of bluffing going on right now. I saw one Republican senator saying, "I'm shocked that the staffers are writing legislation." I mean, hello. I mean, it's like Claude Rains in the movie in Casablanca saying, "I'm shocked there's gambling going on here." The staffers always do it. There's also there's very adroit play acting going on by the president, who has suddenly said the House bill is mean and heartless. So it makes it easier for the more traditional Republicans to vote for this bill. But there is the normal play acting. There'll be a lot of deal making. Some of it will be on opioid funding. There'll be, I'm sure, a little bit more of an extension of the Medicaid. But Mitch McConnell is one thing. He is very knowledgeable about his caucus. So if you hear later this morning that he's going to call a vote, and that's what he's saying, a vote for next week, that means only that he's within 3 votes. One other thing, that he has the ultimate bluff, too, with a lot of conservative skeptics of this bill. He is saying privately that if they don't get the vote now, they will come back after the recess, but they're just going to come back, and this sounds like technical talk, regular order, which means they're going to open it up to the Senate. So they'll pass the popular things that both Democrats and Republicans want, and then it'll just be chaos. And frankly, if the Republicans had said to the Democrats in January, "This is Obamacare is your problem, fix it," I think they would be taking all the blame. But it's gone too far now, and I think so. A lot of conservatives are going to say, "I really don't want to see this opened up to the Senate, because who knows what you get."
Okay, look at the other side of the coin for a second. The Democrats they're divided. There's some harsh criticism of Nancy Pelosi. Some moderate Republicans are not happy with the leadership, especially the left leadership. Is it possible that this unhappiness with Nancy Pelosi and Charles Schumer could result in some moderate Democrats in the House and in the Senate voting for the Republican health care plan? In other words, ending obstruction and breaking ranks, and some vote for the health plan.
I think on tax reform, that's very, very possible at this point. We're already seeing a lot of behind-the-scenes discussions that weren't there before the Georgia election, to be frankly. I think on Obamacare, it's going to be tough, except for maybe 1 or 2 votes in the Senate. Senator Manchin from West Virginia, and that'll be a little tougher, because Obamacare is in the Democratic Party is such a holy document that it's tough to go against that.
You see, David, we have an audience of investors. Investors don't really care about the details and the nitty-gritty and the parliamentary maneuvering. What they want to know is, are we going to get this year a done deal on health care and tax reform? I'm reading between the lines of what you say, and I think you're saying, yes, we're going to get both.
Yeah, I think it's a better than 50-50 on health care for sure, and I think it's 100% on tax reform. I really do. I think that the House is already kind of has their plans in place in the event Obamacare, and in the event the Republican health care plan in the Senate doesn't go down, they will get a tax reform bill. It may be slimmed down, but it's going to have a lot of the things that investors want, and there is no way the Republicans can move into 2018 without a tax reform bill. And the health care, may get messy, but something will happen there. It just may be very, very messy. But on the tax reform, that's a done deal, and it's even if it's slimmed down.
That's very interesting. You could move the market with a statement like that.
What can I say?
What can you say? David Smick, good stuff. Thanks very much, David.
Great to be with you.
See you again. Thank you.